guys, this is Thomas Knapp and I am here with Financial Empowerment, and I'm excited today because we're talking about scholarships, specifically how to find them, how to win them, and looking at places that people aren't even looking. Alright, this is going to save you time and it's going to help you be the most likely to win the scholarships that you're applying for, instead of applying for a bunch of generic scholarships that you're likely not going to win. I employed some of these scholarship opportunities and strategies when I was applying for college, and it paid for the majority of my college education until my junior year when I found another scholarship opportunity that covered the full tuition for the remaining 2 years. I'll get into how I found that and the rest of these strategies in this video. Stay tuned. Alright guys, strategy number one, and probably the most obvious and some that you might already be doing, is the scholarship search engines. These are things like scholarships.com, fastweb.com. There's one called Unigo. There's also an app on your phone called Scholly, and it actually is a paid app, so you have to pay a subscription in order to look for scholarships. And those are all great starting places, especially if you don't know where to begin. It's a good place to kind of just jump off. There's a few things that I would point out. When you're doing these online search engines for scholarships, sometimes they're not as accurate to who you are. Some of them don't really even ask for a lot of information, and some of them ask for a lot of information to create a profile or other stuff, but then the scholarship searches that they result for you don't always match what you put in that well. Just be careful. Some of them work better than others, but again, you'll find scholarships on there, and by all means use them to find some scholarships because you can get money. One thing I would caution is on these platforms there's often a type of scholarship called a sweepstakes scholarship. This is basically like the lottery. Alright, you're just filling out some contact information for who you are, submitting it to them, and then you're just thrown in a list, and then somebody's gonna win $5,000. Well, guess what? That somebody's not gonna be you. I can almost guarantee it. I never won any of them. I applied for a bunch of them. I never won any sweepstakes scholarships, and I don't know anybody, and none of my friends or people that I encountered in college that have won a sweepstakes scholarship. Obviously, well, not obviously, hopefully somebody is winning because there's really no verifiable way to tell. But sometimes these lists are just mining your information. What does that mean? It means that they're actually just creating contact lists that they're gonna sell to advertisers, and then you begin to get a lot of spam emails to buy products and services. So if you don't wanna get a bunch of spam, I would steer clear of the sweepstakes scholarships. Now, if you personally have won a sweepstakes, or you know somebody that's won a sweepstakes scholarship, put that in the comments and let everybody know, because I have no experience with that, of winning those. I just have experience with wasting my time with those. So if your experience is different, put it in the comments. And if you wanna go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, that would help out too. Strategy number two is, you might have guessed it, just searching Google. Alright, but here's the thing. You can't just put into a Google search bar scholarships and expect to get things that apply to you specifically. You will literally get millions, tens of millions, hundreds, I think, of millions of responses to just scholarships in a search bar. You gotta dig down and get specific to who you are. Alright, so that means if you're a male, male might not help you, but you can put in male. If you're a female though, definitely put female. Alright, if you're any particular minority group, go ahead and put that minority group in the search bar. So, woman, you could put black, or you could put Hispanic, or Latino, or any of those sort of qualifiers. Also, any interests or specific abilities. So if you're in sports, you can put sports. If you're in band or choir, or if you're interested in engineering or science or math, put any of that stuff that's specific to who you are. Put that in the search bar and then hit the search results. You're gonna get a whole lot less results, but each result, or at least most of them, hopefully, will actually be applicable to you, so you're not wasting your time searching through countless, endless scholarship opportunities that have nothing to do with you. And you'll never win them anyways because they're too generic. They don't have anything to do with you. The more likely to win a scholarship is the more you can match the scholarship and what they're looking for with who you already are. Not trying to convince them that you're the actual best choice for their scholarship, but actually being the best choice for their scholarship. You just gotta find the right ones. They'll choose you if you're the right one that they're looking for. But if you're applying for something that's completely outside of who you are, and that's not what they're looking for, it doesn't matter how great your essays are. So Google search specifically who you are, and you're gonna get more scholarship results that apply specifically to you. How many people here have wasted their time on a Google search looking for scholarships because you didn't know how to dig down and find ones that are specific to who you are? If that was you before, but it's it's not going to be you going forward, go ahead and subscribe to this channel to get more content like this. Tip number 3 is get to know your school guidance counselor. Now, it might be called a college prep office, or each school might have a different name for it, but essentially you're finding the person at your school, your high school, that's in charge of helping to prepare you for high school or for college. Those people often are a treasure trove of content and information related to local scholarships and even school-specific scholarships. So if you're in any extracurriculars at all, it's possible that the booster club for that has some sort of scholarship. Now, these are often smaller scholarships. Think $500, maybe $1,000. But guess what? Take 10 hours and then you apply for 10 scholarships and you only win one of them. That's $500 for one scholarship, but you only spent 10 hours. $500 divided by 10 hours, that's $50 an hour. $50 an hour is a pretty good rate for a part-time job for somebody in high school. So if you start to think about scholarship applications as a part-time job and break down what you could potentially be earning on an hourly basis, how much effort and time you put in directly correlates to how often you win, it's actually not that bad. You might think, well, I don't want to write another essay. Well, if spending an hour writing it, and I mean, you're not going to spend the whole hour writing an essay, but if writing a solid essay for a scholarship could land you $1,000, that's a pretty good rate of return. I want to be clear here. You're not going to win every scholarship that you apply for, but your initial reaction was $500, that's pretty small. It might not be worth my time. Guess what? Everyone else is thinking the same thing. So if everybody thinks it's not worth their time, you might be thinking there's going to be 100 applicants. There might be 3. There might be 5. You might be competing against no one. You might have been the only application, so you just got $500 for free. Any small scholarships, everybody else is thinking that it's small too. That means there's less competition for the small ones. Your guidance counselor is going to know where to find these, most likely. And it's possible if you're at a bigger school, there might be more than one guidance counselor. Let's just say not all guidance counselors are created equal. I understand that. People are people. Maybe yours isn't particularly knowledgeable in that particular area. You can talk to other guidance counselors. There's no rule that says you can't talk to the other guidance counselors. Get to know all of them, all right? And they can all be a great resource. Also, they will write you fantastic letters of recommendation because they know that stuff. They know how to write it. They know what to put in them. That's a whole nother video about how to win your scholarships, but to find them, talk to your guidance counselors at your school. They know where to find the small local scholarships, and winning a bunch of those can pay for college, all right? How many people watching this video actually already know and talk with and have a relationship with your guidance counselor? Tell us what's the best thing that you've benefited from in high school because you've been in close contact with your school counselor. I know for me, my high school experience was way better because I had a good guidance counselor that I knew and she knew me, and so we were able to make things happen in high school that benefited my schedule and that benefited my experience and helped prepare me for college in ways that never would have been available to me if I didn't take the time to get to know it. All right, guys, and strategy tip number 4, this is related to the actual college that you will be attending. Now, if you don't know yet, obviously you'll need to kind of wait. You can talk to more than one school at the same time if there's a couple that are still on your list that are kind of your top contenders or the ones that you think are the most affordable for you. You can talk to them, but you're going to go directly to the school, the college's financial aid department. These people, literally their full-time jobs is handled and surrounded by financial aid. They are going to know every opportunity that their school offers for financial aid. Now, a lot of times your application to scholarships at the institutional level like this are part of the actual application to attend college there. So they're going to take the transcript and the information that you put on your test scores and your essays for application to the school, to the college itself, and they're going to apply that to a certain range of academic scholarships often. And there may be some that you automatically qualify for and you're going to get awarded those scholarships. But there are a host of departmental scholarships and other scholarships available to you that might not be part of the actual school application process. You may have to do an additional application or fill out another form or something like that, but these could be thousands of dollars in scholarships. Remember in the intro when I talked about that I had found something my junior year that paid up to half my tuition, and if I had known about that my freshman year, I could have paid for all of my college tuition all 4 years instead of just the last 2? That was because I found my junior year that if I took a religion minor at my school, the religion department would give me a scholarship up to half of my tuition. So I jumped on that year, got that religion minor in place, and I got up to half. I didn't owe half at that time, so it was just the remaining amount of my tuition to be paid was covered my junior and senior year. So I didn't know anything my junior and senior year because the scholarship I found my junior year offered by a specific department that I wasn't even taking classes in. All right, so it's out there. My brother, I know, got a scholarship in the same process of taking on a minor in leadership, and he got a scholarship from that department. So there are specific departmental scholarships that are available. Some of them huge, half tuition. That's huge. All right, not all of them are that big, but they're out there. If you stop searching for scholarships after your initial application in high school and you're just like, well, I got what I got and that's it. No, there's more money out there. Keep searching, all right? Keep searching, and your college's financial aid office is the first place to go, but also look at specific departments and find those at the college. Also, in relation to applying specifically at the college, take into account that they sometimes offer a common application or a common scholarship application from the university. So in addition to your application to attend that school, there might be a college common scholarship that will apply to all the scholarships offered by that school. Look into that as well, and again, your financial aid office should be able to direct you in the right direction for that. Anyone who's already talked to your school's financial aid department, tell us about that experience. Put that in the comments so that other people can learn from what you did, maybe what you wish you would have said or would have asked or would have done when you were in front of somebody. And this can be through email, this can be phone calls, or this could even be a face-to-face meeting. You can call and set up. Now, obviously, if you are out of state, it might not be the best idea, but if it's somewhere close by and you can go, you can just set up a meeting and go meet with the financial aid department directly. And if anyone has already done that, tell us what that experience was like so that we can learn. And our fifth and final strategy and tip for this video, at least, is the scholarship book. Scholarship book? Come on, how many people even knew there was such a thing called a scholarship book? Search for the ultimate scholarship book and you will find that there is a book. Often there's multiple books by different companies, but they publish a huge book that is just chock full of scholarship opportunities. Now, here's the thing. Pro tip, you don't have to buy it. Likely, your school or public library has it for you to just go and check out. And if your public library doesn't have a copy of it, you can actually talk to the librarian and suggest that they get a copy. If they commit to getting one, they just wait till it comes in. Otherwise, yes, you can buy your own copy of it if you need. This book is great because it also breaks down and indexes and identifies scholarships by different things. Think if you're in a military family, you can buy scholarships just for military families. If you're religious, you can find scholarships that apply to specific religions. And so different churches might offer different things, and it might be in this scholarship book. Again, this is a resource that people often aren't even looking for. They don't even know it's out there. So definitely take a look at the scholarship book. And be prepared with some sort of notebook or Excel spreadsheet or however you take your notes, but you're going to want to copy these things down and make note of them somewhere so that you can go back and reference them after you have to, say, return the book to the library. If you bought the book, you can highlight and do whatever you need. Sticky notes, all sorts of nonsense to just keep track of what you have. Now, there's going to be another video on kind of how to organize all this stuff, but this is just how to find them. All right, so use the scholarship book. Now, come on, put in the comments if you've ever even heard of the scholarship book before. If you haven't, go ahead and get your copy, or just go to the local library and pick one up. Now, if you found value in this video, then please give us a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, it helps more people find our videos so that they can benefit from what we're putting out here. And if you want more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. I hope you guys got massive value from this video. If you want to get even more value in your scholarship search, you can check out some of my other videos related to scholarships, or you can go to the channel and you can check out scholarship playlist to find even more content about how to find new scholarships and how to actually win those scholarships. You can go to college without debt. Let me show you how. We'll see you next time.